We're in the run-up here to the NHL draft, the most special time of the year for the Vancouver Canuck fans. Not training camp, not opening day, but the draft, and much intrigue over what the Canucks are going to do with the 7th overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, there's a narrative out there where they trade the pick and they get maybe a younger asset, Noah Dobson, the defenseman from Carolina. His name has been mentioned prominently. Talking to Trevor Linden, I think they hang on to the pick. I think they're in a really good position, actually. When you look at the first round, there's a couple of wild cards that happened before the Canucks, and I honestly think the player the Canucks want is Noah Dobson, the two-way defenseman from Acadie Bathurst, who really put on a show in the Memorial Cup. But there's some really nice consolation prizes if something happens, if Dobson is taken before that.
So the Canucks brain trusts have often said what Trevor Linden said to you this week, and that's, no, we know the fans want picks, we know that they want to go young, we know they're prepared to be patient with this team, and then they go out and they sign a Louis Eriksson, they re-sign a Gabranson, they bring in a Michael Del Zotto. The Sedins need to be replaced by someone. Does this team really believe what they're saying, and that they will go young, they will go prospects, they will amass picks? Or are we still going to see them try and get some proven players either at the draft next week via trade or free agency? Okay,
for me, the message Trevor was sending when I talked to him was a little more forceful, was a little more direct. And I would be shocked if they make a big splash. I know they've got like $23 million to spend, and that's a big whack of dough. But they're not going to get Tavares. They're not going to get any of the whales: Tavares, Karlsson, Ilya Kovalchuk. So I can see them going out and getting that mid-range center to kind of come in, take some of the pressure off the younger players. Anything beyond that would really surprise me. You know, getting back to the draft, again, a couple of wild cards. One of them is Quinn Hughes. Smallish defenseman from Michigan, but he could go anywhere, like from 3, and he could fall to the Canucks. And I know the Canucks really like him. I was talking to actually an Eastern Conference scout, and I said, is he this year's Cal McCarr? And he said, oh, he's better than McCarr, more dynamic offensively. And the Canucks have been looking for that power play quarterback, that offensive generator from the back end. So anybody can easily devise a scenario where Hughes falls to them too. So again, that's I think that pick comes down between Hughes and Dobson, and I think the Canucks take whoever's available. You know, all the names being attached to the Canucks are defensemen. Is that a slam dunk that there's no way that they're going to consider a forward with that pick? I don't think so. I think the other part of this is there's a couple of forwards who might sneak into the top 6 who aren't rated there now. The top 4 are kind of chalk, and there might be a scenario where Brady Tkachuk falls out of that, who would be the guy I would want, of course. I just don't see him. He's not going to get past Phoenix at 5 unless there's something really weird going on there. But a couple of names: Oliver Wahlstrom, American, who's best shooter in the draft, and he offers goals. And then the Finnish and I'm sorry, got to look up the name. Finnish centerman Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who's the best centerman. Now he isn't thought of to be like a number 1 and maybe even a borderline number 2. But if you're looking for a centerman, maybe you reach to get him. Well, Jason Botchford will be at the draft in Dallas next week. We'll have coverage all the way leading up to it, video. We'll have a podcast from there and daily files.